Greetings, this is Alamendorius, and I'm taking out my brand new, well, it's not brand new anymore, I've had it for a few games now, Tier 8 battleship, the Amagi. Well, to call it a battleship is kind of a misnomer. It's actually a battle cruiser. You see, back before World War II, the Japanese came up with the 8-8 program, or 88 or whatever, but anyway, 2 8s. And it was the theory that the core of a good fleet had to have at least 8 battleships and 8 armored cruisers. Now, as time went on, what they figured they needed for cruisers changed because technology had improved. So initially there were supposed to be 4 Amagi-class battle cruisers and 4 Tosa-class battleships. The Tosa-class battleship now was basically an enlarged Nagato class and shared a lot of the same features as the Amagi. They were effectively the same design, just that the Amagi had a lot of its armor stripped off to make it a battle cruiser. So then along came the Washington Naval Treaty, which limited the number of battleships a country could have, size of guns on battleships, yada yada, so on and so forth. There was limited provisions in the Washington Treaty to allow pre-existing hulls, or ones that are, pre-existing in that they were under construction, to be converted into aircraft carriers. Initially, both Amagi-class hulls that had been laid down were slated to turn into aircraft carriers, and the Tosa battleships were to be scrapped. However, along came the Great Kanto earthquake, and Amagi, the name ship of the Amagi-class, was completely wrecked in the I don't know if it would be wet docks or dry docks, probably dry docks, where it was being built. Also, one of the Tosa-class battleships had sustained a fair bit of damage too. Actually, I think both of them sustained some damage. Anyway, so what ended up happening is that instead of having the 2 battlecruisers being converted to aircraft carriers, they converted one Tosa-class battleship to an aircraft carrier, and the remaining Amagi-class battlecruiser to a carrier. Now, so that basically means that Wargaming has done it again, and put in a ship that, unit, we'll say, because World of Tanks is tanks. Put a unit into their game that didn't exist. Technically. Now, the technically isn't the fact that the ship was under construction. The technically is that Tosa-class battleship and that Amagi-class battlecruiser were named Kaga and Akagi. Anybody that knows World War II, and more specifically the Pacific War, knows those names quite well. So, kind of an interesting thing for me to find out. I did a little digging around on the Amagi just to read up on it. I'm also a little bit disconcerted that a battle cruiser is considered to be comparable to a full-class battleship. What I've noticed in my gameplay of this ship is that it can't take damage. Yes, it has a base. Okay, those are going to miss, but I had to do something. Base it has 59,300 hit points, which in itself isn't bad. However, it has a complete lack of armor. Well, I shouldn't say that, but compared to a proper battleship, it doesn't have a lot of armor. The amount of damage this thing takes on hits is incredible. It's also it turns much wider than the previous battleships. at 880 meters for its turn radius. If I can come around there, I can hit that Pensacola pretty good. And its rudder shift time is also worse than the previous Nagato-class battleship. So, there you have it. The upside of things is that this thing can cruise at 30.4 knots, which makes it very fast, very able to maneuver into position when you compare it to other battleships. It's got powerful guns. Uh-oh, there's another cruiser nearby. Interesting. See if I can't draw that fighter over. There you are, you son of a gun. Hi, Cleveland. Why am I... Yeah, see, as you can see, the rudder shift time kind of sucks. As you can see,
enemy cruiser destroyed.
Very potent guns.
Problem solved, sir.
Oh my. What was that? So there's a New Mexico. He's wandered into my range. That's another thing too. The Amagi's guns, compared to other battleships, are short-ranged. Extremely unfortunate. Even at... Now, of course, I don't know if the hulls have a hidden buff like the Fuso does. But as it stands, even with the targeting gear, it only gets a maximum range of 19.9 kilometers. Right now, I do not have this, because you need the final hull for it. And... so I'm limited to an 18.8, unless I have my, my little plane in the air. So, this could be... Oh boy, North Carolina. And I am within his gun range. I gotta start turning because I have no doubt that that bugger's going to start firing at me any minute now. Yeah, here come the rounds from the North Carolina. Destroyer trying to give me a hand here. Just gonna let that burn until after these hits come in. Get some repairs going. He's almost dead. Hopefully the battleship behind me will take him out.
Problem solved, sir.
No. So I'm going to have to exchange, almost quite literally here, one more round of gunfire, since we seem to be going one-on-one. Gotcha. No! Oh my, oh my! 89 hit points! Still got his final parting shot in. Now, in this situation here, the Amagi is actually doing better. Shoot, that was my little ally. Better than I've had it be done. This could suck monumentally. Now, hard turn. Try to get good hit, but now it's his turn. My best hope is to narrow my my profile on him. Holy crap, he's not shooting at me. Okay, there he goes. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Guns, load in, load in, load in, load in, and... Nine hits. Now. Ow. Ow. Lots of shots coming in. Two battleships down.
We destroyed an enemy battleship.
Oh god.
Problem solved, sir.
Now. Go, Akagi, go. Full speed. Aww. Shucks. I almost made it to around the island. If I had been able to get around there, it would have been great. Alright, what do we have coming in here? New York, mostly full health. Congo. Over there I didn't get a good look, but I don't think he was in perfect shape. A little bit of a premature launch on the DD's part, I think. Now, in that match there, I took surprisingly more hits than I have in the past. As you saw, once the damage started being poured on, there was very little in the way of deflection of damage. Fortunately, this guy's going to be toast here in a sec. Yeah. See, in theory, with 3 cruisers, that destroyer shouldn't be too much of a problem, but everyone's so spread out. What is that guy doing? Nope. New York sailing around the land there. He should be able to get shots here soon. There we go. Cleveland. That is a fully functional New Mexico. Okay, so set the New Mexico light temporarily. Yeah, he's toast. Next rounds that come in, we'll probably finish him off. Clevelands are great little cruisers. They're very, very functional in an escort capacity. When they're on their own taking fire, like most cruisers, they're not that good. But I mean, that's any cruiser. No cruiser should be functional on their own. Two battleships do we have left anyway? Colorado and New York. You know, Colorado. Everybody dislikes the Colorado. Yeah. There's just no reason why that ship should be as bad as it is. I think there's definitely some balancing issues going on there. Oh, they now have the one ship lead. Yeah, look at that. Look how much damage he's already taken. See, they have the advantage where they're tightly clustered together. They can support one another. Everyone on our team is too spread out, allowing them to focus very easily on one target. Ooh, nice shot from the New York. If you're in a battleship coming up to a destroyer, you have to be so very, very careful. See? Now, here's the thing. That guy's going to start turning in, and torpedoes should be coming out any moment now. Now, to this Colorado's credit, he is turning his nose towards that destroyer. That's actually the best strategy now. In this case, it isn't going to work because his health was too low. However, what you do want to do when you're coming up to anything that's lobbing torpedoes at you is get your nose towards them. Present the smallest profile of your ship possible, and you'll at the very least mitigate the damage from the torpedoes. Sometimes you can even dodge them outright, but it's as captains have become better and better in this, it's become harder and harder to dodge torpedo strikes completely. Good job from New York. This guy in the New York has been doing fairly well. So I really got to give 22. What is it with this game and people almost being finished off, but not quite? I wouldn't have been in such bad shape earlier if it hadn't been for that New Mexico getting that final barrage off at me. I'm eager to see how I did. Yeah, in that situation, getting out and drawing it out was the best call to maximize the amount of experience you're going to get. Yeah, not bad. Look at that. That is, of course, because it's a draw, one and a half. I do have the XP flag on, so I'm not going to lie about that. But yeah, 85,833. I mean, that was a fantastic game. The guns on the ship, except for the range issue, there's not much to complain about them. They are a phenomenally good configuration and a decently hard-hitting gun. And the best part of it is that once you upgrade to the third hull, I don't know if it does it for the second, but I know for a fact it does it for the third. The shells get an increase in damage by about 1,000 or so. It's not that much, but you know, it's still an increase. Anyway, that is the Amagi in the nutshell. I'm starting to enjoy it. I mean, you know, I've still got to unlock a fair bit on it, and you know, still have to really learn how to play the sucker. It does. I know for a fact it does absolutely pitifully horrible on hotspot because there's no way you can run. Oh. And speaking of configurations on the Amagi, that's what another thing that's so good about it is that if you have to turn and run, you still have 3 sets of guns facing rear. So you still have over 50% of your firepower capable of hitting opponents. So I'd almost say your best bet is to get into combat range, turn yourself around, and keep yourself at angle so you can keep firing back all of your guns. Because targets that are heading away are typically harder to hit than targets coming forward. Anyway, this has been Alan Midori, so I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Have a good one.